Sex, porn, love addiction is all about self-soothing to manage your emotions. It got set up back in the childhood development years. It's just not about sex. It's not about porn. It's all about the repeated use has set up the physiology to crave those dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, self-manufactured drugs in the body. It's impacting women, men, children aged 10 to 75 across all the age ranges, the sexes, the cultures, the professions. It increased exponentially during COVID lockdown and impacting so many lives. The Kairos Center has created the first online comprehensive sex, porn, love addiction. It's a video on demand recovery program which you can access from anywhere in the world and begin to see identifiable changes just within 6 weeks of beginning this weekly program. Kairos means your appointed time. Isn't it your time to reclaim your life? Bring color back to life without shame. Click the link below and begin your journey. You owe it to yourself and to others. I want to go on to explain the difference between a compulsion and an addiction. If you read the various articles about sex addiction, you'll see that they use the terms interchangeably. You'll come across different explanations, different terminology. You'll come across definitions of sex addiction called hypersexuality, compulsivity, sex addiction. Various terms are used. There actually is a difference between a compulsion and an addiction, and I want you to understand the difference. Let me give you a definition of a compulsion. A compulsion, as distinct from an addiction, is a behaviour aimed at bringing you back to what we call a baseline feeling state. Let me explain. I want you to, if you don't know that term homeostasis, let me explain it. Homeostasis is when our body is out of sorts, out of equilibrium. The brain's job is to correct whatever has caused us to be out of sorts, out of equilibrium, to bring us back into homeostasis. What I'd like you to do now, strange thing is, stand up, would you? Stand up and try and balance on just one leg. How does that feel? Some of you will be able to do that really easily. Others will be putting your arms out to try and help you to balance. Notice that? What the brain's trying to do is get you back into equilibrium, into balance. That's an easy way, a quick way of demonstrating what the brain does when you have lost emotional balance, so to speak. Tension, stress, anxiety has taken you out of right functioning. You've lost your baseline feeling state. And so just like when you stand on one leg, your body, your brain is trying to find equilibrium, trying to balance you again. That's actually what the brain is trying to do when it recognizes that you're out of sorts, that you're tense, you're stressed, you're upset, you're something or other. And remember, it just crossed my mind, sex addiction, porn addiction isn't just because you're tense or you're upset. Sometimes it's because of reward that people use the behaviours for. But importantly, I want you to understand it's the brain's way of trying to get you back into a right feeling state. So, I use a spirit level to explain what the brain is trying to do. This, when everything in your metabolism of your body is working fine, all the organs are functioning correctly, everything is good, you're in equilibrium, you're in homeostasis. There's a YouTube video that I will send to you or attach as an attachment for you to view this definition that I've recorded off as a YouTube video. But let me try and explain it here. So when you are experiencing some things in your life that causes you to be out of sync. You've lost your baseline feeling state. This is you losing your baseline, losing equilibrium. And in order to correct that, the brain may snatch off a particular type of behaviour to bring you back into a baseline feeling state. What's that behaviour? Well, let's say it's a migraine. You take ibuprofen, you take paracetamol to bring you back into a baseline feeling state. Let's talk about, I don't know, as a child you're listening to your parents arguing, it's upsetting, so you go to your room, you start to play with your Lego, you start to play with your PlayStation, your Xbox, your game console, and whilst you're playing, you've escaped from reality. Nothing negative about that, it's only when it becomes excessive. But it's a way of bringing you back into a baseline feeling state. Can you see that? And that's a normal response that the brain will do. Now, what happens when you have lost homeostasis, you're out of sorts, and at some point in your life, you come across a behavior which has intensity to that behavior. By intensity, I mean drug taking, alcohol because of the content of alcohol, porn because of the oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, and all the other biochemicals that go with the viewing of porn, the excitement of sex, and the chase of love and love addiction. And when you experience the high, the intensity from those behaviors, what happens is they bring you back into a baseline feeling state, but instead of stopping there, they go up and project you to this higher feel-good state, which has the wow factor to it. So the next time you're out of sorts, you've lost homeostasis, you've lost equilibrium through some situation, the brain, now having experienced that other more intense behavior, doesn't want this. I call it the sort of mamby-pamby, let's just go and do. No, let's go with that much more intense one. Yeah, that's the one, that feels good. So each time you're out of sorts, no, not that one. Yeah, that's the one. Lovely. Yep, that's the one. Yep, that's the one. And repeatedly doing this is what creates the addiction. The addiction is taking place, is arising, is being developed, is being set up in your life because of the intensity attached to the behavior of choice. You don't choose that behavior. Your brain gravitates to the particular behavior that feels right for it. Why do one person gravitate to alcohol addiction, another to drugs, another to porn? We don't fully know. What we do know about porn sex addiction is that typically there will be other co-addictions at work at the same time or in a combination with the porn addiction. Your brain chooses which one is the first choice for it. We don't know why others may prefer drugs, another prefers porn, another prefers alcohol. The brain chooses, not you.